Some of the coolest groups of plants around are the air plants, or bromeliads. These are plants that have no true roots. They don't get any nutrients. All their roots do is anchor them to other plants. They actually grow on other plants. Thus, they get the term epiphyte. Epi meaning on, and phyte meaning plant. So these are plants that grow on other plants. We're going to explore some of those today because they're so amazing in the fact that they only get their nutrition, their nutrients, from rainwater and the air. That's it. So these plants are incredible. Let's go check out some of the varieties. Spanish moss has the distinction of being the bromeliad that has the largest geographic range of any other bromeliad, I believe, in the world, at least in the United States, but I think in the world. This stuff is everywhere. Matter of fact, they used to gather it and sell it as mattress stuffing. I mean, that's just how abundant it is. But this is actually an air plant. It's one of the bromeliads. You can actually see its little flower right there. So this is not a moss. Even though it's called moss, it's not one. You can see the little flower on it right there. Believe it or not, these bromeliads, you actually eat a bromeliad. One of the most common bromeliads that is cultivated is pineapple. So that's this thing, moss. It's related to the pineapple. Who'd have thunk it? This is a bromeliad known as ball moss. It has a similar texture to Spanish moss, but it's actually its own little plant. But this actually grows in little clusters. I don't know if you can see, but there's like one plant here, there's another plant there, another one there, another one there. This grows in little clusters on the sides of oaks and other kinds of plants, palm trees, and it just kind of, sometimes right there on the trunk, that's where it grows. So this is ball moss, another very common bromeliad. Here's a couple of interesting bromeliads. Right here. These, I don't know what these are. These have some characteristics of what's called the leatherleaf air plant, and then other characteristics of what's called the cardinal air plant. Without a flower spike, I really have no idea. Sometimes nature, it's just a mystery. But hey, you know something cool though? Because these are air plants and they don't need their roots to be sunk into the ground, all they need to be is up in the air. If you find some cool air plants that are on the ground, you can replant them just like that. And they'll take off and they'll be just fine. And this is southern needleleaf. This is probably one of the most common bromeliads in the South Florida area. Skinny, pine needle looking leaves with little tiny brown flowers. Not to be confused with Bartram's air plant. Similar leaf structure, but bright red flower stalks. Most names of bromeliads are very descriptive. Needle leaf, leather leaf, giant, things like that. But so why Bartram? What is Bartram? Well, William Bartram was an early botanist that explored the area of Florida way back in the late 1700s, and he produced a book. You need to check it out and read it. This one is one of my favorite. Well, but I'm from Florida, what can I say? Now here is a beauty. This is the giant air plant. It's one of the largest bromeliads with its flower stalk. Can't even really see it, it's behind the trunk. But with this flower stalk that it has, it literally can grow well over 6 to 10 feet tall. It's endangered here in Florida because of all the individuals they would come in and they would collect and sell to collectors and breeders and others for these bromeliads. So I'm not gonna touch it. I had to climb way up here to find it. But this is an amazing plant. It actually can live for over 20 years. So it's a long-lived plant for these bromeliads. And once it shoots up this flower stalk, once it pollinates, it actually waits till the next year before it distributes its seeds. So it has a slow reproduction rate, another reason why this plant is considered endangered. air plants, bromeliads, epiphytes, whatever you want to call them. Just another example of God's amazing creativity in this creation that he gave us to explore.